big show. Welcome to the show. Dr. Drew Pensky is back with us, everybody. Yeah. An actual doctor who's actually my friend. And I'm actually
injured.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah.
So I fell yesterday, and this pool. I haven't skated a pool. Every story when I talk about skateboarding, I put on it now, and this is like, yes, I know I'm doing it. I don't care.
Yeah.
It was 20 years ago, Drew.
Yeah, I know.
And now I'm here in this pool, and I haven't skated a pool for 20 years.
I know.
It's just such bullshit. But anyway.
It's annoying, right?
I was having fun.
Yeah.
Taking it easy. Playing it safe. And then next thing you know, whoop. And I'm upside down, and I went to put my hand down, and it was so sticky that my hand folded into a knuckle.
Ugh.
And I trashed my knuckles and stabbed myself in my ribs with my own elbow.
Well done.
Yeah, so at first I go, and I remember because Tony broke his knuckles like 6 months ago. So as soon as I do it, I pull my hand up and I'm like, fuck. And I thought I broke a couple knuckles because it was just numb.
Yeah.
And they were all skinned. And I was like, fuck.
Here we go.
And he goes, you break your knuckles? I'm like, I think so. And then I'm like, what? Why does it hurt to breathe? And then I got weird for a second. I'm like, wait, is it a rib or is it, you know what I mean? Like, am I bleeding internally? Because it was, it's different when you're 50.
That's what I wanted to say. Isn't that so interesting? It's weird how your tissue just can't take it. Like your tissue just sort of disintegrates in front of you.
I've always had that problem though.
No. I can even tell just seeing you. It's different.
What do you mean?
You can see the actual physical degradation.
Not the degradation. I recognize it when I see it. It's just that when you hit the ground and back in the day, you'd scrape your knuckles and you get back up, keep skateboarding. Now it's like, Jesus, my hand's falling apart. The skin's coming off.
When I got back up, I went up and because I was really wanting to make this trick. So I was like, I fucked that. I'm going to make that. And then I rolled around the bowl on my skateboard and I jumped up and down while I was standing on my skateboard. And I was like, and I'm like, dude, it is over for today. And then it kind of gradually, the thing I was going to say is when I'm 50,
worse and easier.
I can't tell anymore. I don't know the level of injury. Like I used to go, shit, I fucking broke my arm or I broke my ribs.
Yeah.
Last night I was like,
I could be dying.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't pee blood and I didn't spit up blood. So I know enough. Because that's when you would be worried about that,
you'd be
right?
very worried then. Yeah.
Okay, here, because we talk about this subject a lot. Let me ask you, Drew, in your experience, not the end game in terms of death, but what is Jason's end game? Because he went from, you scrape your knuckles, you get it, keep going. Now he's, okay, my day is over.
The end game is you touch you have a simple fall, you touch your arm to the ground, it'll just be completely purple.
So just so Jason can freak out about this in a specific and not just sort of generalized sense, when is he not going back in a pool?
It really does change. Well, I'm not going back in
Depends on your diet and who you are.
I'm talking
about you. When is he?
I'm thinking about sleeve tattooing my arm so I don't have to look at that shit all the time. Because you touch yourself. Look at that. You touch yourself.
Can we get bruises? Do you want to get tattoos with me?
I
got a guy.
I'm contemplating. I'm the early contemplating phases.
Dude,
I'm just tired of seeing the aging effects on my
let's be
forearm.
tattoo friends. You should get your face tattooed.
No.
Why not?
0 probability. That's a 0. Forearm.
Are you familiar with King Diamond?
10%. I have a policy, which is that when people get tattoos on their face, there's serious mental illness. Like there's something going on.
Oh no!
So I don't want to break that hypothesis.
Wait, I have a mental illness?
You don't have anything in your face. Your head's different than your face.
Wait, that is a tattoo on my face.
I mean, people that get the Mike Tyson stuff.
Yeah.
And so, So no. But maybe in the forearm. If I promise you this, if I get to the point where I'm ready to do that, I'm going with you.
Good.
What would you 100%. Get? Do you have anything in mind?
Nothing. No, that's part of the problem. I want to cover all the bruising and the actinic changes and all the crap you have to look at on your forearms as you age.
You want the whole thing to be covered, not one tattoo.
Yeah.
Right. So you would need like a
dragon or a peacock or something.
Good. Not a peacock.
Still better than liver spots.
Yeah. I know, right?
You with a dragon.
But dragon, all right.
Like if you got into like Japanese tattoo style and just had like
I like the sort of. I also like the native. What are the
tribal
stuff?
Tribal's back now.
Yeah,
tribal was not cool.
I know,
and then now tribal's cool again. And now because tattooists have jumped to another level, everybody's better again now. Like there's another level of tattoo out there, And
meaning the artists are better? Or
the artists have got better, more technical, less painful. Some people argue that that's not cool because tattooing was supposed to be painful because you're not all allowed to be in the gang.
Yeah.
But everybody's in the gang. Everybody gets tattoos. And now when Katie and I get tattoos, the people that we see, it's kind of ridiculous.
You see moms from Manhattan Beach.
They refuse to not put some cream on.
Oh, yeah.
Before they do it. And I'm like, dude, I don't need it. And they're like, dude, just put it on. Trust me. Yeah. And it's like, I'm not insane. You'd be insane to go, no, I absolutely want it to be the most painful thing I can fucking imagine.
I demand to bleed for this tramp stamp.
If you're doing your neck, I get it, right? Yeah, that's bad. But your hand or something, forearm,
you'd be fine, dude.
I think so.
You're super tough.
Yeah. So, but to answer your question,
yes,
60.
Yeah,
that's when it really changes.
Right. That's about what I figured.
It really does.
10 years.
Well, no matter how good much you take care of yourself or anything, just
steroids.
Steroids might change things a little bit. You gonna do that, or are you doing that?
I would do that.
Yeah, I certainly testosterone replacement might change a little bit. Yeah,
but
so that might push it back a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, but again, at what cost we don't know. That's another thing I'd love to do. I'd love to do that, but I have prostate cancer, so I don't get to do that.
Right. So well, I don't know how long I don't know anymore. I've had heart conditions, and I'm on all kinds of.
What do you mean of heart conditions?
Well, I got more heart conditions.
That's right. Your heart
got swollen, and then I had to be on some other meds that kind of make me tired and makes the day-to-day life just harder to be active.
Carvedilol, is that one?
Metoprolol.
Metoprolol was the same class.
All right. So, and in the middle of losing your job in a pandemic, then all of a sudden you're on that shit, and it's like, I know how this goes. You can go down that road because it's begging for you to go down there, or you can excel and move on. And I feel like I've made that choice, and I haven't looked back, and I've never been happier. Good. I don't feel bad about any of it.
Good, that's good. I just I had a reaction here. I love when our wives or our spouses or our partners are the voice of God. I react really positively to that when Katie steps in with, guys, I got this. It's metoprolol.
Right. She takes.
I have like an emotional reaction to that. I love it.
Hey, we're Master Blaster. That's her. That's how it works.
I love it,
and I'm really bad at that. She's so good at that
my wife does it too on my show too.
Do you take on the role? Like, do you think? Because I feel like I embrace the role and of I don't know what I fucking take, and she has the answer.
Yes, I
like to the point where I don't know the answer to anything anymore because I don't need to.
Part of that's denial. Like, you don't want to be the guy taking a bunch of meds and stuff. And part of it is you weren't probably taken care of by your mom adequately, so to be taken care of feels pretty good.
That's sad.
That's my thing.
That's why you have a mommy wife?
She's not a mommy. She's not a mommy wife. But when it because that's very uncomfortable because I never had that. But when she does do, at least in this kind of thing, it's like, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more of an authority thing.
It does. I mean, yours is, right? Sometimes I get scared of your wife.
I didn't even know that about her until people started pointing it out to me. I'm like,
oh, you didn't notice?
No, I didn't. I didn't know it.
Well, there's another one.
Now I kind of like it.
I wouldn't point it out either. Like, I didn't think there'd be, hey, man, your wife's kind of bossy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
I
scary
feel
bossy. Like, does it make, she has a little unregulated aggression, like unregulated hostility.
You're very nice and agreeable. Like, you'll do, I talked about you to, I think it was Bert.
Yeah.
About how, I called you about some ridiculous thing while I was on the air.
Oh, Steve.
Like it was Steve.
Yeah.
About having a bath with each other. And you were like, yeah. And then I called you back after the show and I was like, dude, I'm so sorry I said that. Like, heat of the moment. And I thought it'd be funny. And you're like, well, I didn't think it was that bad of an idea. And I'm like, who the fuck are you?
I understand the world we all are living in now. But it's, I mean, the world meaning the podcasting and all that kind of stuff. You're trying to create interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a hard thing to do every day.
I've noticed that you have a lot more. I know you've always dealt with comedians. Obviously, you were co-hosting with one
which
for
is
many
weird,
years.
right? Which is weird. I didn't really think about it.
It's not as weird. It is weird when I see you do it, but not when I step back.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Adam Carolla was your fucking co-host.
Yeah.
Like, what is he? He's a comedian.
No, it's weird that it's turned out this way, but it is this way. You know what I mean? It's like this. It's a natural progression because I worked with a comedian every night for 10 years.
Yeah,
and
it's a good dynamic. I felt like that when the first time you came on my show. It was very because I got a lot of respect for you. I know you're a very kind person as well, and I don't want to last thing I want to do is be in Drew's bad books.
No.
And then the things I say on the air where I could tell you're just like, yeah, man, keep them coming. Like we're rolling, we're having fun. I get it. And I was very excited the day I knew that you were like, yeah, man, whatever you want to say, I can laugh with it.
I trust you. That's the bottom line. I trust you.
Terrible move. But
no,
thank you.
I don't think so. But it is an interesting topic right now because I've been kind of, I don't know. Something's wrong with me emotionally right now. I almost wonder if COVID did this to me.
What do you mean?
Remember the last time I was here, I was short of breath. Remember, I almost went to the hospital.
Sure, we electrocuted you.
Yeah, and then you electrocuted me. I felt better. but
that's why you can always trust me, Drew.
And that's why I thank you for raising my anxiety about what you've got planned for today. But that's good.
Well, you're in the clear today, dude.
Oh, phew.
Yeah. Sure. Oh man, that makes me feel
terrible. No. Please don't. I
mean, we probably have something if we look around.
I'm just starting to tell you I'm in a
anal beads. Hey, anal bead tug of war. Let's go, Drew.
Bring on the ball.
I'm saying I'm in a weird emotional state. Thank you for piling on it.
Talk to us. This is a safe place.
I think the COVID. There's all this data from the 1918 flu that had lots of neurological and psychiatric effects. And I think we're going to start to see that from COVID too. And I'm definitely, I think something affected me. So I'm sort of prone to depression right now.
Oh,
sort of moving that way. And what's interesting, because I'm sort of a little depressed, I'm not super motivated the way I normally am.
Yeah.
And that's weird for me. Like, what the hell? And then this other thing comes up that I haven't felt for a long time. I start to feel inadequate. Because I'm not doing enough, I'm not engaged. And then I start judging everything I'm doing as sort of shit. The comedy thing is another thing I'm looking at. Like, hey, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be doing this. Why aren't you in the hospital working hard? I just get very judgmental on myself.
Do you think
that's what I'm in right now?
Do you think that has anything to do with social media? And
some of it, I'm sure it's all the negativity. Because I feel like
I see you and your wife replying to people. And I think at this point in the game with social media and the left and the right and who's right and who's wrong, it is a bad idea for anybody to engage in any of it. Because I don't think that there's a point to it. Even if you were to clearly, someone says something and you were to clearly point out how ridiculous and incorrect that was, and that should be the end of the argument, you're not even fucking close to winning. So, as I said, what is the point? Maybe go, kiss your kids, fucking go for a run or eat some good food, because that part, I just can't, it can't be won. I feel like at this point now, I don't even reply because the comment is so far out that I'm like, I don't have 10 years to break it down to this person on what I'm really trying to say.
Right.
I can tell we're not gonna get each other.
So the interesting thing is, I don't know if you guys have observed this, when things go viral, it's never what you said. It's what somebody said you said. Yep. It's never what you said. And what they said you said is a mile from the truth.
And that's been happening to you a lot. Oh, mate. Ellis, mate, talking about BetterHelp. It's a weird world out there. And even when it's a glorious time out there, you can still use somebody to talk to you, to help you through your day-to-day living. Sometimes people get dark for no reason and they don't know the answers. Your mom's probably not going to help. You got to talk to a professional, and BetterHelp has the solutions.
That's right. Don't talk to your bartender. Don't talk to your friend who used to be a bartender.
Yeah, don't drink
still drinks
with
like
anybody
one.
If you're looking to call BetterHelp. Let's get out of that one and try to help each other.
In 2021, talking about mental is finally a thing. And that's why we're excited to be sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Spoiler alert, I have a feeling 2022 is also going to be all about talking about mental.
Yeah.
Winter, post-holidays, there's a reason why it gets dark, it gets cold. You maybe ran up a credit card bill, buying a bunch of presents. You just start to bottom out after the holidays, and you wouldn't not fix your car. You wouldn't not fix your wrist if your brain is not firing off properly, if your heart is not firing off properly. There's people who, they don't just want to listen to you. They are trained. They've been down this road. They've helped other people before. They could probably help you too. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and the Jason Ellis Show listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Ellis. That's betterhelp.com/Ellis.
Hey everybody, Jason Ellis here with Michael Tully. Do you like dick?
The only thing I like more than that is talking
dig your way out of that, Michael. Go
and
for it.
with you about Blue Chew. Say it with us.
Blue Chew!
Blue Chew!
Oh, man. My palms got sweaty from saying that. Sorry, Blue Chew. You guys are great. I am an ambassador. I would buy if I had the money, I'd buy the company. They're the best. I love them.
You're like the Cy Sperling of boners. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients.
It's very discreet, Michael.
As Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. It's online. It's easy. It's discreet.
Your dick is as hard as a rock.
And here's a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code Ellis at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping.
That's a deal.
BlueChew.com, promo code Ellis to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
So what I do is I just set the record straight. Don't expect it to do anything or stop. I just want to be on the record. Like, here's the fact. You won't hear this. You won't even listen to this, but fine, don't. Here's the fact.
Do we have any facts, or do we think we're any close to have any fact between the relationship between the online social media world and the world? Because I've made this point a million times that there's people who are frequently commented us from the show, and then I'd meet them at an Ellis Mania, and most of the time they're cool guys or cool ladies, and occasionally one of them goes, "I'm so and so online," and I go, "Oh, why did I ever take anything you said seriously? It's patently obvious you're a fool." Now that I'm speaking to you to your face, and I feel like it's a cliche, but I think it's a cliche for a reason. It's like 5% at the far left and 4% at the far right that are so goddamn loud. If your social media followers were a room full of people, you would easily know which ones to fucking ignore.
Yeah.
And there's a very good chance that they're the vast majority of the people who are making almost all of the trouble.
To answer your question, whenever I see people analyzing these things, the 3% comes up. 3% on both sides.
So it's even smaller.
It's even smaller than 5%. And they're the ones we are being upset about. And that is awful. It should not be like that. Because these are not people that should, let alone be upsetting us, getting at us. They should have their opinions. They can express them. But for them to be attacking people and hurting people, that's not who you want to be in that position. Trust me.
And the dangerous part is it's causing the 94% to feel like we're a lot further apart from this shit than we are.
Exactly
now, I scanned through your Twitter, and you have a more informed opinion than me. You're a little bit more to the right of a lot of the COVID stuff than I am, but not in a way where I'm like, holy shit, this guy's a monster, lock him up.
And it's weird that it would be right or left. That to me is like, I'm just looking at peers that have interest. You'll see I retweet a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, you fall in line with stuff that tends to be outside of the left bubble and a little bit more supportive of stuff that's going on in the right bubble. And I don't mean that you're beholden to that. I'm just saying, like, whatever the mainstream is in the world.
I would not have thought of myself that way. That's interesting.
In the mainstream of some of the shows that you go on and stuff like that.
Well, that's because the only ones will have me.
All right,
you know what I mean? I would happily go.
I don't know what they're talking about.
I'm just saying, but nothing that you say, nothing that you say is like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. It's just, okay, there's another informed opinion, throw it on the pile, make sense of it all.
There's the other interesting thing, though, is that because there's certain places they'll welcome me and invite me and have me be a guest, somehow that's my position.
Right.
No, I want to go on CNN. I was there for 7 years. I was there for like 10 years, actually. I was guesting for 4 years, then I had a show with them. I don't not want to be on CNN.
Of course.
They will not let me come on. Ever since another one of my early viral messes was I said something about the care that Hillary Clinton was getting. I took issue with what the doctors were doing, and they actually responded to me as though these were interrogatories, and they changed her care based on my concerns. And that became, I said Hillary isn't fit for office, which is a billion miles from anything I said. And CNN has never spoken to me since.
I don't want to talk about them. What about cancer from licking pussy?
You can get that.
Wait, how do you get cancer from licking a vagina?
You get HPV.
That's how you do it. So what about if I eat ass? Who's more likely to get mouth cancer? Ass eater or pussy eater?
You get super cancer from ass.
Pussy for sure. But you're more likely to, if you're a pussy eater and eat ass, am I having this conversation?
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather come on.
Happens, I wish we could put this to a beat, to be honest.
If that happens and then you eat ass, you're more likely to transmit the HPV to the ass.
So does that mean that if
you get anal cancer then?
Wait,
so you could be causing anal cancer.
But didn't they have pussy cancer to begin with?
Yes.
So
HPV at least, or risk for pussy cancer.
Right. So risk for pussy cancer, and now because I ate her pussy and her ass, I've given her potential.
Can you? If you?
Are you saying
you eat somebody else's?
Oh, wait. After I brush my teeth, if I eat someone's ass and then I leave and I go eat food and brush my teeth, and then the next day I eat someone else's ass.
Forever after, if you were exposed to HPV in your mouth, you could be transmitting it. Brushing your teeth or not.
So as soon as if I've eaten anybody's butt or ass that had HPV, then I've got HPV in my mouth?
High probability.
So I'm a death
Unless
machine.
you had the HPV vaccine, right?
What's that?
It's a vaccine. It's a 3-part vaccine.
I don't take that. I'm sorry. I'm joking. I totally would take that.
You should go get it. Go get it.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Katie.
You're a little outside of the age range, but an enlightened physician would give that to you.
Katie.
Yeah, go to CVS.
I don't know if CVS gives it.
I'm eating your ass.
Yeah.
You might want to go with me.
It may already be too late.
It may already be too late. But it also may be nothing. Maybe he doesn't have it.
Right, but the ass you save may be your own.
Did you hear Michael?
What about sucking dick?
You can get it that way.
Because so anywhere you get
you can get HPV. HPV is very present. It's ubiquitous.
Can I get it from like a can, like when I'm drinking?
No, it's pretty much
it has
direct
to be
contact. Yeah.
Can you eat HPV ass and not get HPV in your mouth?
Yes,
it can be done.
It's possible.
Like herpes.
It's possible.
But you're saying
it's more contagious than herpes, I would say. Because it's more present all the time. Yeah.
Oh, because there's fluctuation with the herpes.
Exactly.
Is most cases of mouth HPV like without symptoms, asymptomatic?
Correct. And not all mouth HPV results in cancer, right? And so if you're a drinker and a smoker and have HPV, that's how you get the cancer.
What about if you have mouth HPV and then you smooch somebody? Do they now have mouth HPV?
I think you could. I don't know that as well, but I think you could transmit, yeah.
Oh, boy.
You have to really be at it.
It's weird because a lot of people that eat ass probably drink.
Yeah.
Unless you're, like me, who I don't need to be
intoxicated.
Yeah, to eat ass. I'm ready to eat ass. First thing in the morning, last thing, I don't care. Middle of the night.
But you're not scatologically inclined. You just like the ass.
Do you mean eat poo?
Yeah.
I don't like. I like that you. I guess I'm a little bit offended, but I guess I am pretty disgusting looking and stuff.
No. I just want to know where that stops, because it's a zone I've been challenged about lately on your mom's house, and I don't understand it.
Well, you got to. That's the. I don't. I've listened to them a few times, and they sometimes sound like, amateur when it comes to your butt area. Like, really, what would you do? Or that's going to have poo no matter.
They're confused by it.
Yeah, and I'm like,
so that's why I'm trying to clarify from an expert. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I put a lot of work into washing my butt out. If someone's going to be anywhere near that.
Would you rather be eaten or be the eating?
I'm up either way.
Either way, you're good for
Yeah, they're both. I'm happy when it's happening.
Okay.
But yeah, if it was a smell at all, and I know that there's some people out there, especially in the, I shouldn't say it. There's some people out there that don't mind it, almost kind of want it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering what that is.
Is not a thing that I'm into, but it comes with the, it's usually like, what's their fucking terminology? If you are a pig.
A pig?
It's a pig on Grindr.
The piggy thing comes
Yes, the piggy emoji.
I didn't know that.
Means it doesn't necessarily mean for sure you're into that, but it's into you like stinky pits. You want they call it.
Oh man,
yeah, they are.
There's a dude on your mom's house that calls himself Piggy, and he put a pig on his head like your wolf, and he has all kinds of other crazy stuff, but he eats poo.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had people hit me up about.
Yeah.
I told Katie, I did a show on it.
You see, I knew I'd learned something. Now, so on the other side, on the cleanly side, would you rather people do an enema beforehand? Would you ask for that kind of thing? Would that be nice?
No. No.
Not necessary.
No, you could watch it.
Just soap and water. Right?
Yeah. Okay. But if it has any hint of that,
go ahead and do the enema.
I'm just out. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Well, you're kind of flirting with being out. You're pretty neighborly involved.
I will say,
in the neighborhood of being out all the time.
I will say, if you're in the game of ass, that's a part of the game.
Risking it.
It happens. Sometimes you bump into it.
Yeah.
And you I when I bump into it, I go, it's over.
Yeah. Move into something else.
Let's like go to a shower and call that whole thing a day.
Okay.
But I know a lot
You're not
of other people.
offended or upset.
No, it's the game.
Yeah.
It's like coming too quick. Sometimes it happens. Fuck, I didn't mean it.
Everybody poops.
No.
I don't have
no harm meant.
I know some people. I've had people ask me, and do you have ripe? That's the word, and I hate it. I cringe at when
What's the
people say
word?
ripe. Are you ripe?
Ooh.
Yeah, and I go, no, I'm not at all.
Oh.
And some people go, oh, I'm super sorry about that. And I go, it's okay.
Wait, is ripe the person who is doing the smelling or
the
receiving?
person on the app is asking me if I'm ripe because they want to come.
Effervescent.
Yeah, they want some funky butt cheese.
Yes.
Your funk.
Yeah, they want my funk.
They're not asking, would you like their funk?
No.
Okay.
But it also tells me
that they're a piggy, and are you ripe?
Yeah.
Because they want the funk.
Oh,
Give us that funk.
Which means
I love it when I fall into parallel universes that I never heard
which
of.
means they're probably pretty ripe as well.
Right.
I've never bumped into a guy that wants to smell stink and not have his own kind of problem there.
Wow.
But they're all happy and that's the other thing. Guys want to stink and guys want to bone stinky guys and then they hook up and everybody's happy.
Yeah, look, humans are fascinating to me. I do not judge. But is this
they're having a lot of fun, I'll tell you that, because I have at least witnessed this several times, and they're all like, they're really enjoying themselves.
Mostly a gay thing?
What?
Exclusively or mostly a gay thing?
I think it's everybody, but I think because the gay thing has always been a little bit of a secret, and the apps are a lot bigger and more active. Like I feel like
men always push the limits of stuff, right?
Well, we're ready to go at all times. We don't need a mental connection, so it's a lot easier to be like, I'll meet you down the street and blow you, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, even in the straight world, I've known guys who they'll say it's the Italian thing. If I want the girl to be a little stinky, I'm sure there's a girl out there that can't get enough of stinky balls, but I think they're a lot harder to come by than the guys who want a
girl.
Yeah, Belladonna. Famous porn star. She was just like always she would like put my balls on her face and just keep smelling it. And she was the first person ever to say that she really liked the taste of my butt. And I go, wait, there's a taste? And she's like, yeah, you don't know like butt taste? And I'm like, nah, because I was back before I was a little bit more experienced. And I remember sort of being a little bit intimidated by her saying that I was like, what do you mean the taste of my butt? Like shit? And she's like, no, your butt taste. And then the balls on your face and just smelling it for a long time like they're roses.
The other
thing
thing,
like she was really into it.
It's a young person's game.
No, it's not.
But I mean, not really young.
Say that,
I mean,
Drew.
not very old.
That's what I see. That's my thing with the skateboarding, with all this stuff. I've always known from being a retired pro skateboarder that no matter how much you love things, in the end, they go away. So you better enjoy them while they last.
That's a good thing to live by.
Right. And I feel like I've got about 10 years left.
Yeah.
And so what am I going to do with this body that can still do stuff? I've never been happier in my days. And I know it's got a lot to do with skateboarding with my friends. I'm back where I'm supposed to be. That's what I am. And that's where I belong till death. And every time I get to skateboard, I cherish it 1,000 times more than any heyday era of skateboarding, where I look back now and go, wow, you really took some shit for granted, man. Like you were like, seat of your pants, ha. But that, there was times there where you really should have stood back and gone, look at this, dude. Look at where you're at. But I do.
That's youth generally.
Right. But I also know, do 10 years of everything, fight everybody, jump everything, fucking skate with like confidence. Like if you get hurt, walk it off. You can do it.
Yeah. And
then it's going to end. I can tell Tony Hawk is older than me. I'm watching him talk to him about, he knows these tricks are coming to an end at a point coming soon. I'm not going to be here anymore. Yeah. I'm going to have to just walk around because it's too fucking dangerous when you get to 60.
You'll still be doing it at 60 is my prediction. But as you move into the 60s, it's different.
Yeah, I think I would. That's why I'm trying to skateboard a lot these days, because I know if you get enough of that thing you had when you were younger, then you can do like a, turn it down. Do like a 50% ride and not fall off, not get hurt, but still.
And what a lot of people do is they try to give it back to other young people, try to coach them, or help
pass
it down. That sort of becomes the meaning then in this.
Yeah.
Because you know how much you loved it and you want somebody else to enjoy it.
That's why I think that Hawk versus Wolf podcast does that. I think a lot of people hear, he tells stories where I'm like, whoa, you guys did? Nah, because he tells you all these animal chin stories and things that you didn't know, and he told some shit on Bert's show yesterday about where he had no money and like after being Tony Hawk and then like skateboarding died and he borrowed money to get recording equipment to be an editor. Like, I'm done. I have no career. I'll be an editor.
When was this?
He said the equipment seized up and snapped the tape on this thing that he was doing that was like the first actual paycheck. And he just dropped his head on the table and started crying. And I'm like, this guy's one of the most successful people on the planet. And in 2002, he was fucking done. And he kept skateboarding, and it's just inspirational shit because I didn't know that. I've known him forever. I knew that there was an era where he didn't make much money. I knew that he was making like under $2,000 a month. I'll never forget that because he was the great Tony Hawk and he was in his prime, and that's not very much money. So nobody in skateboarding made it. But to know at one point he went and got a normal job and that failed, and
what broke him out? I feel like
he said he just kept going.
The video games kind of got him, but that was in the 90s.
No, that came later on. That was like 2000s when it came out.
Yeah.
But right before that, X Games started happening. So there was a surge. It all started to come together.
Yeah.
But about 5 years before all that, he started a skateboard company, was doing demos in parking lots to like 25 kids. Like it was, and that was better times because at one point he had an editing bay that he couldn't get to work. I'm like, you imagine that dude by himself, it was like $8,000 for the editing shit. And he said that it was like on some leasing thing, like it was everything he had. And
it would be weird for people. I mean, everyone experiences downs, bottoms, everybody.
Yeah.
It'd be weird for somebody to have, I don't know what that'd be like to somebody to have just straight success.
To me, everyone has downs if you're lucky.
Right.
Because I can't see, to me, it looks like Real Housewives syndrome. If you don't get bumps in the road, then you just end up like fat, drunk, and bitching about how many tacos you didn't get.
I see that as the same thing as sort of not having had a day job, right? People that didn't have to work for periods of time, they lose perspective on what they have when they get it.
Yeah. So. Nothing's better than, doing well after going through a lot of shit. Like
you appreciate it more.
Yeah. Like if you just got, like I tried to do a trick a long time, like 6 months ago, and it took me 3 weeks. Everything else, if I got it in an hour, it was great. I was happy. But the one that took me 3 weeks when I made it, I got emotional about it because of how much work I put into getting that.
And I think that phenomenon is a little bit, I was talking to Adam about that this morning, that sort of strangely, that this idea that, working hard is sort of something to be disdained, or it's luck that you're just lucky that you're a good skateboarder or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
Right? And I think, you don't think so?
You think that there's a wide supposition that people who have a lot haven't worked for it?
Well, there's definitely the privilege, right? You're privileged. That's why you have what you have, period. The working hard part is on the shoulders of others. Like you're lucky enough to be able to work hard and succeed. It's on the shoulders of others. Then you should be grateful for that.
Right.
It is not, there's the value in, you haven't seen this lately?
No.
Oh, I've seen a lot of this.
I haven't.
The value in really working hard is sort of, it's not a millennial thing. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're sort of, they don't quite get the value in that.
My house is a Quip household, has been for some time. It's the best travel toothbrush I've ever owned. It's my kids' favorite toothbrushes by a country mile. I really love the mint toothpaste. They go crazy for the watermelon flavor.
I didn't get any watermelon. That's not cool. I only got one vibrating toothbrush and my wife keeps stealing it from me.
Well, maybe that's because she is trying to get rewarded for brushing her teeth. She's stealing your rewards, bro. That's right. With Quip's Smart Electric Toothbrush, good habits can earn you great perks. Get great perks. Just get in good habits. Brush your teeth the right amount of times.
It's got a timer
for the right amount of time. It makes it so easy with the timer. You get the little vibrations. You can't really mess that up. And you will get perked up, rewarded up for all of the brushing that you're doing. Free products, gift cards and more. When was the last time you got free perks for brushing your teeth? That's why Quip is where it's at when it comes to oral hygiene.
Start getting rewards for brushing your teeth today. Go to getquip.com/Ellis right now to save $10 on a Quip Smart Electric Toothbrush. That's 10 buckaroonies off your Smart Electric Toothbrush at getquip.com/Ellis, spelled GETQUIP.com/Ellis. Quip, the good habits company. Athletic Greens, man. Lady, people of the world, listen to me. You're busy. You're in a hurry. If you want to be glorious, it's a constant. You just got to keep hammering. You never give up. And sometimes you don't have time to have like the ultimate meal to set your mind and body up to take over the world. Sometimes you're in a hurry. You don't have time for that meal. We're going to help you right now.
That's right.
Do you have time to pour powder into a glass of water
and stir it up?
Well, then it's on.
I had enough time to do that this very morning, and I'm so glad that I did.
You seem energized.
I'm glowing, aren't I? It's mainly the Athletic Greens.
Right, that's what I thought.
I don't know if you know this, Jason, but one tasty scoop of AG1 contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients, including a multivitamin, multi-mineral probiotic greens superfood blend, and more in one convenient daily serving. The special blend of high-quality, bioavailable ingredients in a scoop of AG1 work together to fill the nutritional gaps in your diet, support energy and focus, aid with gut health and digestion, and support a healthy immune system.
Gut health. You want to get those poopies to shoot straight as a rocket.
Nobody wants a bad gut. Nobody wants dirty insides.
Shooting poop in a barrel.
All of this combines to effectively replace multiple products or pills with one healthy and delicious drink.
It is delicious. It tastes really good. That's the most surprising part about all of it. To be that healthy and taste like that, how'd they do that?
How did they do it? To make it easy for you, Athletic Greens is going to give you an immune-supporting free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase if you visit athleticgreens.com/not Ellis, JES today. You got that? Again, simply visit athleticgreens.com/JES to take control of your health and give AG1 a try. Oh, if you want to just shit on the current generation, my wife has a business and has had like 3 people in the last year take the job, work for a day, and then just go, I'm going to get some coffee and just never come back.
Weird.
Which is something I never saw. I had a bunch of different shitty jobs. I never saw that anywhere, and she sees it all the time.
And some of it is the employment situation now, which job people are in so demand that they're the ones in control. And I kind of like that, right? That's good for people that want to work.
It beats the alternative, sure.
Right. But the extent to which they understand to value work, stay hard, staying with things, overcome, all that, they just aren't getting that experience.
My competitive mind only thinks of, the generation, like if I was a part of that generation and words out that they break and don't try very hard, I'd be like, awesome. Because there's more jobs for me.
Yeah,
there's more victories for me if I'm going up against the quit race.
That's what we tell my son. We're like, look, you got to do a lot more than show up. But guess what? Showing up gets you pretty far these days. So that's a good thing to have in your back pocket.
Just have a good attitude, be willing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always been the case, but it seems like these days that would make you really stand out.
It depends where you are, right? I mean, there are still environments where people value hard work. In fact, I was talking about it in my profession. I mean, there was a thing that you killed yourself on behalf of your patients, and that's gone. That's just gone.
Doctors don't work the ridiculous amount of hours anymore.
But they certainly don't have this sort of spirit of, if you didn't sleep and you're exhausted, and maybe you're even sick, good, keep at it, and put everything ahead of everything that's you push behind the support for the patient.
They've gotten smarter.
I don't know.
You don't think that?
I learned something.
Old school Drew wants to just keep going until
you think you lose something when you lose that, but it was too much. It was too much.
There must have been high rates of burnout.
I would say, yeah.
Drew, let me ask you this: if guys like nipple play, does that make them gay?
No.
Damn it! I was expecting a longer answer.
Anything else?
Well, Drew, I feel like we've sort of lost the plot. You came to us sort of for help today.
So I'm depressed.
You were vulnerable.
I don't know if I'm coming for help. But,
you are, because I might have broke my ribs. Can you tell?
What I worry, I figure I trust your input on this because you've had this experience enough times to know when it's a fracture. What I worry about when
bruised internal stuff,
right? I worry about your lungs.
But you would have to feel a lot more pain to have a hospital worthy visit on my lungs.
I need to listen to your lungs to know what's going on, because sometimes it's just the splinting. Like you don't breathe that deep in the base, and you're going to get a problem from the lack of expansion. It is harder to breathe
today, for
sure.
Yeah,
and that's natural. But I need to hear if you're getting what's called atelectasis, where you're collapsing your lung down there, and then that sets up pneumonia. That's how you get pneumonia from rib fracture.
Wait, I could get pneumonia from slamming in a pool?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. But, not really.
You'd rather not.
Yeah.
Can I come listen? There's a universal thing with physicians. We keep a stethoscope in the driver's side door pocket down below. I have one we have 2 cars. Actually, we have 3 cars. I have it in all 3. Is that in case there's like an accident? I don't know, because whenever I get to the hospital, I pull it out. I go to the hospital.
I say, yeah.
It's just always with me.
But it's not just there for emergencies. If somebody's on the side of the road, they probably need more than a stethoscope.
I realized how universal this was. We were doing a show, 1999, and one of the executives from Discovery Health had a seizure, and I ran to help him, and my publicist father is a surgeon. And I said, my stethoscope's in the car, get it. I didn't see anything more than that. And later on, she goes, oh, I know where doctors keep the stethoscope in the car. My dad, who's a surgeon, keeps his right there too. And I thought, wow, that's a universal thing. So
it's also almost like you feel incomplete without it.
So I went to the car to get my stethoscope because I heard about your
Tony
thing.
Hawk with his skateboard.
And so
that's like every pretty girl in LA in headshots. How many cars have you gotten in where the girl has a headshot in
Have you ever
pocket?
given a fan one of your let me do it. Telescopes.
What about them?
That thing. Have you ever given a fan one?
No, they're a little expensive to be doing that. There are some cheaper ones, but this is a good
How much are they?
You don't throw those into the crowd like drumsticks?
I was going to thank you, Michael. That's what I'm talking about.
They're up around $100 or so. I mean, I think this one would be that.
How much do you think Dr. Drew's stethoscope would go for on eBay signed?
Well, if you weren't canceled, probably quite a bit more, unfortunately.
How dare you?
If the Hard Rock still existed, you could put it in a glass box. It'd be pretty badass.
Spelled this right.
Yeah, that's a legitimate piece of, pop culture history at the very least. Yeah, you could stick those in the Smithsonian.
It's like Muhammad Ali's boxing gloves.
You guys are funny.
It's serious.
How much? Okay, you get it on Amazon now, no problem. Let's see where they go for.
Dr. Drew, how have your long haul COVID symptoms been, like the physical aspect?
$169. So they go down as low as 100, but they're about 150. This one's like 150. Are
you feeling better these days?
Yeah, I haven't really. I was still having it when I was last year.
Yeah.
So I took a medicine called fluvoxamine that really helped me with the fatigue. Like within 30 minutes of taking it, the ringing in my ear settled down.
Wow.
And I still have it.
You still have it.
Still have it.
And that's from COVID, you think?
So when it developed, it was like buzzing, like an end, like when it woke me up from sleep the second night of the illness.
Shit.
It was amazing. And then it settled and just became ringing in the ears. And it was pretty bad during that time. And the fatigue was intense.
I'm sorry.
Fluvoxamine resolved that. I was still left with this weird fogginess. It was weird. I couldn't quite put my finger on what the problem was. My learning was okay. My memory was okay, but something wasn't right. And we were going to go to Greece. And I thought, I wonder if learning a language would help. And I started working on Greek and it cleared in 2 weeks. And I found learning language was easier than it's ever been. And when we got to Greece, people would stop me and go, oh my God, your accent. And I didn't pay any attention to accent.
Thank you, coronavirus.
Isn't that weird? And so you hear stories of people getting hit in the head and then waking up with an accent or something.
Yeah.
Something like I from the beginning said coronavirus is like getting hit in the head with a baseball bat. That's what it felt like a traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
And I've continued to work on languages since, just because I've developed a weird delight in it.
Oh my goodness.
Which I did not have before. I've always thought language learning was drudgerous.
What do you make of those people? We've done those stories a million times over the years, and Jason's default is that they must be faking, which does seem like
they wake up with accents and stuff.
Yeah, just using Occam's razor does seem like the most logical explanation.
But sour shoes, apparently all that started after a head injury.
From the Stern
on
Show?
Stern Show. He has all these
acts. I think he was just a talented guy, and now he's a talented guy that can't make sense half the time because he's got a brain injury?
Well, and maybe he can't function, so he stays at home working on these things. That's possible.
Oh, yeah. But he sits in a room by himself.
Yeah, but according to Gary, he doesn't do that much sort of work on it. He just sort of picks it up. I don't know. Who knows?
Right, because you have people who could try their damnedest a day before to do, say, an Irish accent, and you would be able to hear the holes in it.
Yes.
And then the next day, it's seemingly perfect.
All I can tell you is I experienced something weird, and I've looked at it, tried to figure out what it was, and it might be it just that weird delight thing. Like I'm more motivated because it feels more. You know, with kids like go, phone. Kids get delight in showing you and naming things. That's the experience I had learning language, that kind of weird delight, and worked on languages a lot over my lifetime. And
how many languages can you speak?
I mean, now a little bit of Greek now that it's all kind of lost. Pretty good with French, which is what I'm really working on now. So, because I always drove me crazy. I did school French for many, many, many years, but could never speak French. It always drove me crazy. I'd go over there. I could not. So I started
some bullshit.
Really working. YouTube changes everything. There's so much language learning on YouTube. It's amazing.
See, I could learn on there.
Yeah.
I don't want to read anything.
No, you can learn how to speak on YouTube. Trust me. You can. So
I got the Spanish app and I gave up like after an hour.
Like with
you say it's like a game where it says you say it and then if you say it right, then
Babbel?
You can move to the next one.
Babbel, was it Babbel? So, yeah. My wife, who had like laughable French before, did Babbel, and I was like, okay, I was impressed. She like her accent was better, and she could say basic things.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm the only person in my household, including the 3-year-old, that can't speak Japanese. And they say they're not talking about me, but I know they're lying.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Couldn't you just start with your 3-year-old, like ready, set, go now?
I did try that with the first 3-year-old, and I did apps in the car, and I think I don't seem to have a strong natural aptitude for it, and it was something that I was just squeezing into the available handful of moments in the day, and I don't desperately feel the need to if you don't want to do something.
Motivated. You gotta be super. That's the one thing I'm seeing over and over again in these YouTube things I'm visiting to learn to keep with the French.
Yeah,
they're always saying, "Stay motivated, stay motivated. I need you to be motivated." And I'm thinking that's not my problem.
It bums me out that I don't know it, but I'm not. The flip side of that,
Japanese, you'd have to really first study the structure and the.
That's not the way I
did
it.
I know that may be the problem.
I started with like, where is the ramen house?
Every day. That's how you do everything.
What do? You
just do it all day, every day.
I know. It's how you do everything, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just, like I said, a hobby.
Yeah,
that's you gotta be obsessive.
So all this stuff is sort of the zone I'm fantasizing in right now because of my feelings of inadequacy.
You're passionate about it.
No. It's the opposite. I'm thinking, fuck everything. I'm gonna go move to France for 2 months and just immerse myself and really learn the language. And I'm a piece of shit anyway. Let me just drop everything.
Do you need to come work out with me or something? What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It feels like COVID. It feels a little excessive.
Would you say
weird, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not me, right? No. That's what I think.
Okay, people have described you as a workaholic. Would you have described yourself as a workaholic?
Not only that, yes, but now that I've not been working that hard for the last really 6 months or so.
Yeah.
The inadequacy thing is probably some of what was motivating it, because as soon as I stopped working, I start feeling inadequate.
Yeah.
And I can remember feeling inadequate most of my developmental years. Like until I found something that really I was passionate about, medicine.
Right.
I felt inadequate all the time.
Because the question becomes like, do you need?
It's trauma. It's shitty parenting and all that good stuff. It leaves a mark on you.
That's why you like us.
A bit of an emotional pig in your own right.
He's like hanging out with Steve-O and shit. I'm like, why do you like us so much?
Because I'm one of you.
Yeah, you're like the Robert Duvall character in The Godfather. You're the one who's presentable enough to go to court, but you're just as much of a monster as the rest of them.
Jesus.
You're gonna check my shit out. Where do you want me to go?
Okay, hold on. Just stay right there. Okay.
I just wonder: is it irrational for you to say I've worked very hard? I still feel good. I'm still walking and talking and shit like that. Wouldn't it be part of a healthy, balanced life for me to go to France for a year? Does it have to be a sign of emotional stability?
Yes. That's what's weird to me. I know I'm not approaching it from that standpoint.
Yeah, right. No, I can tell that, obviously. If you're going, don't go to France because you
just retire or something and be happy.
Right. Don't go to France because you think you're a piece of shit.
Drew, and sail the 7 seas.
You don't know how appealing that sounds to me. Right?
I would do that with you. Eventually I'd probably want to go home again, but... Oh.
Keep going.
Fuck, I can't do big, deep ones.
Okay. So strangely enough, usually it's out over here we hear stuff. That's where the tenderness is, right?
Yeah.
But I got a little something in here.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because to take a deeper breath, you have to expand those bases. You're able to clear. I did hear a little tiny bit of something, which you cleared rapidly, which is good, but you just got to pay attention every once in a while. Take a deep breath. You're probably going to be fine. But a way to assure that, because you're avoiding taking deep breaths, right? I tell you to take deep breaths, you're like, oh fuck, and it's collapsing in the sort of towards the midline of the base of your lung. Not collapsing. It's just a little bit of something there, and that should clear out nicely. And you cleared it almost immediately with the next breath.
Okay. Yeah, because I could tell. I was like, when I mentioned that it's hard to breathe, I was hoping that you would just tell me that I don't have to keep taking deep breaths.
Exactly, that's the problem.
But it's not that.
That's how you get into trouble.
And I know it's not that bad on the scale of of rib injuries.
Right. And even if it is a rib fracture, you wait it out anyway, right? I mean, what I was going to
say, every time I've ever gone with broken ribs, they can't even give you a brace.
No, they typically wouldn't. And so my thing always is, first of all, sometimes you don't see them on the initial x-ray. You see them. All you worry about is if they're displaced. And if they were displaced, you'd be in a lot more pain.
Right. Because I broke my ribs when I was 28 and I couldn't get out of bed. I'm 50 and I can get out of bed. They're not broken.
It's a different thing. You could still have a little who knows, a little hairline or something, but it's irrelevant.
But if you're moving,
it's irrelevant.
Right.
It's irrelevant.
You can survive.
So why diagnose it? Why get the x-ray? Screw it.
Right, because it is not that much fun to go to those places.
No, I know, especially these days.
Yeah, I was in a lot of pain, and I remember I ate after the slam, and Tony, we were at the bowl, and he goes, "Hey man, you don't have to go do this burr cast if you don't want to." And I was like, "Dude, I could have lost my leg in that slam. We're going to the fucking burr cast. No, there's no way."
Did you go to the Valley, see his new house?
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
I didn't see that. I just went to the podcast area. Tony brought his son, so it was more like get us in the back.
But still,
he is so busy
that
he changed the date from 2:00 to 2:15 because he's flying 100 mile an hour everywhere. So, but he showed me the backyard and showed me the ice plunge and the sauna and all that shit. It's probably more. I'm more into that than anything else.
And then his wife has a podcast studio in the front area there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Separate
Wait, she has a podcast.
Yep.
What's that about?
It's sort of parenting and women's issues and stuff. And I've been on it. My daughter's been on it. She's great. She's a really good podcast host.
Katie's going to start a show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's it going to be?
She's going to talk to people in the adult industry.
I was going to say, Kate. I think Katie would have really interesting points of view.
Yeah. And then I think we're going to do it. We're thinking about doing it on OnlyFans because apparently OnlyFans want some content that's G-rated. So
more G-rated.
More G-rated.
Because you can say stuff there that you really might get dinged on YouTube.
Right. So I was like, I feel like she's...
And you can still push out the interesting stuff on social media.
Yeah. And I was like, with both our platforms combined and she has an OnlyFans, I feel like it would be good for all of it. It would help make everything
It's just interesting that so many people these are becoming family businesses.
Yeah.
It's weird. I told my son, I said, because I actually hired him for a minute to do some social media. I said, I'm in denial about this. This isn't not more weird, fucked up shit in my thinking. I said, my idea of working is getting up at 5 a.m, going to the hospital and really having hard, challenging, scary, high liability and getting paid $35 for that. The idea that's true. And the idea that we have a family business out of our playroom, I can't get my head around that. It's weird.
It's like too easy almost.
It's too easy, or I can't believe we're able to do that.
The difference with too easy is I feel like, yes, it seems like it's all working out, but as well as I do that there's this is a roller coaster. You could not have that show next
absolutely,
week.
But it just doesn't seem like I should be able to do that. It seems like this is an amazing time. Let's put it this way: there's a lot of gratitude in that amazement.
Yeah,
like wow, that I come to Jason's house and millions of people can see us here. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I feel like I've never been more excited about my career, and I'm 50, and I don't think that I'm in my. This is like, now Jason's going to be even bigger. I don't even care. I'm just more about. What have I not done? What could I do? Because sky's the limit. I'm my boss. Would Katie want a show on OnlyFans? let's fucking do a show on OnlyFans.
Well,
like,
that's the
I'm
other piece.
Excited
The autonomy is like incredible. It's just incredible. Yeah. I mean, just this would have been a radio show 20 years ago, right? And on the radio, you have infrastructure and equipment and executives and ad sales and all hundreds of people. You just don't need anymore.
No,
sorry, we don't need you.
And shareholders.
Yeah, shareholders if you're serious, right? Right. Yeah,
there's a lot of mouths to feed from that content.
Yeah, that's
it turns out that when there's only one mouth to feed, the numbers can go down quite a bit, and you can still somehow come out ahead.
Oh my God, yes. And by the way, you can still build them right back up again.
That's right. Yeah. Or they can be bigger.
I didn't mind that. I like that this is on you. I like it better that it's on me. Like
right. It's all on you.
It used to piss me off that when things would slip through the cracks and it wasn't me that did it. That would be one of the. I would be extra frustrated about that because I'm like, you know what? Like, you guys are supposedly paid to like make it easier.
I'm having a weird kind of flashback moment where I'm thinking of all the different environments I've been with you guys. When it used to be in that little garage setup in Hollywood.
Did you come by the show at Swing House?
Catherwood brought me.
Yeah, Swing House a bunch of times.
Yeah, and Catherwood would bring me, and then later it's Sirius, and then Sirius's big studios and stuff. Wild. And now here, it's fantastic.
I remember every time the next evolution of the Jason Ellis show, you'd be there and you'd point out like, wow, check out the studio, or wow, check out this. Like, you guys are really moving up. I'm really happy for you. Like, it was always a constant evolving thing.
When you had it in the high rise on Wilshire, right?
Yep.
And that was an interesting environment with interesting stuff. And maybe we should play Password. I always think of Password when I look at that studio. Remember we used to play Password with Catherwood.
Wasn't Password with an electric dog collar though?
No, that was Shot Collar Pictionary.
Then what's Password Drew? It was you and Catherwood versus me and Tully. Is that how
think
that worked?
That's what it was.
Tully
yeah.
and I, sorry.
Yep. Anyway, whenever I think of that studio, I think of Password.
Next time, let's do Password.
And I think of Will too for some reason because he was all sitting out there,
Yeah, it'd be cool to have Will here if you came and we did that because I liked the way he ran it.
Yeah.
And I did talk to him the other day and he said he seemed to think that coming on the show would not get him fired. So,
well, I just remember being so astonished when I think I flew with you guys to Vegas or something, and how Will was so separate from everybody always. He just was not part of you'd try to get him. No, he's over there. That's what it looked like to me. That's what it seemed like.
I don't think it was. I know for sure that it wasn't me trying to separate
Will.
It
was him. It was him.
Will loves to be alone.
Yes, it was him, 100% him.
He goes through phases, but there was times there where, I pointed it out because I follow him on social media. I'm like, everything you post is at 3 a.m. on Hollywood Boulevard. Like, what are you up to?
Well, we'd spend a weekend in a not huge casino in Las Vegas. I'd never see him once. And we'd find out later. I'm making up numbers, but Will lost $12,000 this weekend. Like whatever. You're like,
wait, that happened?
You were here?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea what happened. Will was having a parallel weekend to us. The Hard Rock is not huge.
Yeah.
I saw everybody else over and over and over. Will was there, but he's sort of like mist slipping through the shadows.
So how has the virginization of the Hard Rock affected you guys? Has it or?
Well, I'm in talks with them for Ellis Mania for summertime this year, and
it's such a natural environment for you.
Well, but it's changed.
Yeah, but that's my question.
There was because of the pandemic, it fell through twice.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe it's not falling through. Maybe it's them just not coming out and saying that you're no longer welcome here.
Yeah. No, I think
so. I actually reached out and had a proper conversation with my guy there, and he was like, nowhere near that. Like, we want you to be on here big time. It's just been COVID and all these other things. He's like, we had you booked and you couldn't do that date. And then there's all these big name people that are pushing everybody aside now. So I was like, as long as, because I don't want to bother you anymore if we're not wanted. And he's like, couldn't be further from that. We want you back. So it was, I said, it was July to October. Pick a date. And we'll fucking do it in between them.
I would argue that it's never been more important to those businesses to have something like this because the big stars and stuff. Okay, everyone gets a little bit of that, but it's everything else that really establishes you. Because
this event, the thing talking about making things work, this event at that place, you singing the anthem, Shane Carwin, like everybody that ever had a big thing. Death Die is going to get back together and play a set. If all that actually does happen, I've already fantasized about that being done and accomplished.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm going, this is fucking amazing. You are so happy. You should really soak this in. Not, who's gonna go there? Wait, I gotta go. Like, not gonna, because I don't think it will happen again. I think that when this one's done, I don't think I'll do it again. Like, maybe I'll do something else, but I don't
Let's
think
take a vote. Do we think you'll do it again? Yes or no? Raise your hand. Yes.
Another Ellis Mania
after the next one? The next one is definitely coming.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah,
I suppose so.
So at least two.
I just feel like I'd rather do some other stuff. I would have an event, but I don't want to do it where we all fight.
Okay. Well, that's all right. I get that. You'll morph it into something else.
Yeah.
That's your creative thing.
I just think it's getting to the point where,
although I miss you going, let's fight. Or what do you say at the beginning of the fight? Let's fight.
Oh, probably.
Yeah,
sounds good. Makes sense.
The other thing for me, I dragged one of my sons to the event, and he was like, "These are your friends." Blah, 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 blah. He 10 minutes in, he's like, "This is really entertaining. I'm so glad you brought me." And I thought, that's right. It is.
It is funny.
Yeah.
We
did fun, but it's more than funny. It's more than funny. It's an experience. It's a whole
event. We did one
event.
at Skankfest a couple months ago, and it was a rush job. We had like 2 weeks info, and we had people that barely know us in the event. And once again, it was like in the middle of it happening, I was like, holy shit, because there were fights that were amazing. You don't even, if you're not a boxing fan or MMA fan and you watch that, you're not stopping until it ends.
Right.
They were going for it. There was life-changing things that were happening on both days from this event. And that reassured me that it's worth doing it again, because those fights where people haven't had a fight and they go through the whole thing of doing it and the fear and all that, you can tell I did something good for them,
That's nice.
And I also feel like when people get hit, we're very safe, like other fights where the ref, I don't know how people do it in the pros, the best in the world. And sometimes refs fuck up and the guy or the girl gets hit too much.
Yeah.
As a guy that was reffing like a month ago, when I'm standing this close to two people and they get hit too hard, it's over.
Do you think some of that is, first of all, it only takes less than a half a second, but the difference between okay and too much, right? So we're talking about very small units of time.
Yeah,
right?
but you got to know the person, because big tough guys that have been in the game, they can take more. They're going to be pissed that you stopped it because
that's what I'm wondering.
They weren't done.
Yeah, see, I wonder about that, and then I wonder if they were told to kind of, people want to see a fight. Come on,
I think it goes both ways. I think the ref can be looking out for your safety, and when people say it was stopped too soon, most times I would argue that's you just wanted to see him get completely knocked out. But as a fighter, I can also tell you that if you're hurt and you're still aware, you do not want them to stop it. I would be really offended if you didn't let it go to the point where I was unconscious.
Really? Is that just being stupid kind of thing? Like being not, I mean stupid, I'm being obstinate, you know what I mean?
Because it'd be different if you were so much better than me and you hadn't hurt me that bad and they stopped the fight. That would make more sense. But if it's me in the fight and I get caught and I'm wobbly, but I'm still obviously not giving up.
Wobbly is different than you're down and somebody's wailing on you, right?
Well, that happened to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could have stopped it at one point because I got hit and I was obviously like off, my balance was off and I was kind of rolling around but he let it go and I was aware. I was there the whole time and I did get out of it. I see fighters sometimes where they're like, wait, what? And it's like, you don't even know where you are. I'm like, he does know where he is. He's just still
dazed.
But if it's your whole life, your livelihood, I want to go out on my shield. If I'm here on a Saturday because I love Ellis Mania, I want to go home without going to the hospital. So that's how I ref. I ref it where if you get I'll stop it without a concussion.
Yeah.
If you're just getting whooped, I'm stopping it.
You can tell. Yeah.
But if you take a heavy shot, I'm stopping it. Like I don't care. I've had people go, no, I'm good, Ellis, and I'm like, no, I know. It does seem like that, but that is a concussion that you've just received. I know you don't know that in the heat of the moment, and I really appreciate you coming here and doing that. But one concussion, that's it. Not two.
Ellis Mania does not need anybody to get hurt.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Unless it's me or somebody who trained, like Simon Woodstocks and all these other people, Kyle Kingsbury. If they got knocked out, that's their game. They came to play. But if you're a fan, I just want you to experience.
So when is it going to happen?
I told you probably October.
October. Where are we? We're in December.
A year from now.
All right.
September, October.
Let's get it on the calendar.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to getting that one done. And the Death Thigh thing, I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Singing
and doing it right this time. It's funny, I look back on stuff and I don't remember a lot of the things, some skateboarding and some radio stuff. And I hate to say it, but I think that is probably the alcohol that I've consumed in my life.
Not the multiple head wax?
No, I would put it down to, I really would, because every time I've ever knocked myself out, the only thing I don't remember about that is right before I hit the ground and about 15 minutes after I woke up.
No, I understand the amnesia
drinking
component.
Thing, I don't remember the night or the day before because I drank it away.
But the effect on long-term memory is not determined by the immediate amnestic effects of what your brain has tolerated.
Yeah.
Right.
So you think I got CTE?
Not necessarily. I worry about it.
But yes, has Jason had a bunch of concussions? Yeah. But if the particular weekends he says he can't totally remember were weekends that he was also drinking
with a concussion.
Well, no. You're just saying that there's no.
I'm just saying,
not that he got a concussion that day.
Amnesia does not correlate with the probability of long-term memory problems.
But I'm saying if I've had a bunch of concussions and then I can't remember 3 discrete weekends from last year, and those happen to be the 3 weekends that I got shit hammered. I'm chalking it up to I was drinking.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
And that's what I think.
Because often I didn't get a concussion.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. No. Yes, correct.
Like skateboard heyday, people say, man, remember that demo where you did the thing and the thing and the thing? And I'm like, I was in that town? I don't remember it. And I know why, because every time I ever did anything good on a skateboard where everybody thought it was good enough to tell me fucking 20 years later, remember when I did that, guess how drunk I got that night? Like blacked out, wasted. I also would like to, I know I've done it, but we've known each other for a long time and I've gone through a lot of trouble with drugs and alcohol, and you being a doctor and me calling you out of the blue, scared for my life, not sure what to do because I've been in a lot of dark places in my life, and you were somebody that I could really trust, and you were there to help me several times.
It was my pleasure. You know what? I've not thought about those moments in a long time. You've not been anywhere near any of that in quite some time, even with a lot of challenges.
Like just recalling right now, like I was dark, man.
It scared me for you. Yeah. And by the way, remember, I would call you sometimes.
Right.
Because I'd hear you on Stern or something, and I go, oh, dude, come on now.
Because I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But whenever I reached out to you, trust me, I didn't want to reach out to you.
I know.
I was just like, if you don't ask somebody for help, you...
No, I'm so glad you did. Yeah. So here we are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a Cinderella story.
You know what's making me feel better though? My little weird depression I'm in, it actually helps.
Good, dude, because it's crazy for you. I feel like sometimes, depending on my mood, somebody tells me something about how much I inspired them or helped them, and I could care less because it's the mood that I'm in.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, and I don't believe that there's a more sincere DM than any other one. It's just sometimes I go, You have.
You can accept it. You can accept it. Yeah.
You're not a bad person. Have a good day.
Wow.
You deserve a good day. Whenever there's an opportunity to have a good one, you, my friend, deserve it because you're a great man, a saint.
Oh, now I feel shitty. Now that's where the inadequacy stands out against your perception.
Well, let me make you feel better. I don't have that many good friends, so maybe that's why you come across as a saint. But you are a very helpful, intelligent man that I look up to, and it's
been my privilege every step of the way.
Right.
Every step of the way.
Now get your beret and baguette and head to France, you.
For 3 years, is that what you said? 3
Just go for a year.
Can you sail?
Nah. I could learn it, but nah.
Yeah, but if you're learning how to sail right now and then you sail the 7 seas,
that seems like a mistake. Yeah. It seems like
You see that movie with Robert Redford?
Which one?
Where he's in a boat by himself and he gets lost at sea.
Oh,
yeah. Just stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
That's great advice, Michael.
You have this thing called an airplane that gets you there.
Right.
I'll take that.
I just thought like getting away from everybody If you're on a boat,
it might, or I might get more depressed. That's what I'm worried about. I kind of have to be doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's sort of my thing.
Do you want to train?
Martial
arts is good for your mind.
I've got no.
Right. What about surfing?
No, I don't know.
What about skateboarding? Would you skateboard?
It's funny. You're when I was trying to figure out what I needed to do to get my brain back engaged, I was thinking it was piano, dance, skateboarding.
And activities.
I need brain stuff, people stuff.
Brain stimulation.
Brain where I'm accomplishing something intellectual or on behalf of somebody else, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's social engagement, that's me.
Like helping people kind of thing?
Yeah. Don't. I think I'll be fine. As much as anything.
You'll be fine? Get the fuck out of here.
I'll be fine. Yeah. So as much as anything, that's actually good for me, that kind of input. Just shut the fuck up and start moving forward.
Well, we really are similar. That's my coach voice.
It's good. I like it.
I found in life that my coach is good for me, but he's a cocksucker if he's coaching other people.
Yeah, no.
Everyone's like, "What do you mean, fuck off?" Like I'm like, "Yeah, fuck off and get up and go. Like, let's go."
Yeah, I need a lot of that, and that's why I think it's sort of COVID-y. It doesn't feel right. It's exposing some weird psychology, but I think fundamentally it's some weird post-COVID thing.
Are you doing your show?
I'm doing a lot. I'm not doing enough. Part of it is that the YMH stuff moved to Austin.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm going down there every 6 weeks and doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
but I'm
wow.
not as involved with them on a regular basis. And I think I missed that. And I work with Kroll on a regular basis. I do a podcast with him. I did a thing with my wife at DrDrew.tv, the streaming show. And those are interesting and good and keep me kind of going.
Yeah.
But it's like not quite enough. Something
a new thing.
Yeah, I need a new thing, something. And I'm out there.
What about that YouTube special that we were talking about?
Which one?
Let's move in with each other.
The Odd Couple.
That'll keep you busy.
Oh my God!
See how happy you are after the first week.
Whether or not there's ass play,
you'll be like, "Wow, my life is actually really good." What'd you say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Did you say ass play?
Katie liked it.
Yeah.
I think he said that stethoscope's going to go a little lower next time.
Don't make him laugh.
Is there anything else you need checked out?
No. Yeah, I'm all right. I got some hemorrhoids. You want to see those?
Not really, but doesn't that get in the way of some of the delight for...
Not me.
What's her name? What was this porn star's name? Apollonia?
Belladonna?
Belladonna?
Yeah.
Doesn't she likes the hemorrhoids too?
No.
Is that part of the taste?
I didn't have them then.
So they come and go.
They're here to stay now.
That sucks.
I could, you know what? I was going to go get a surgery, but because of the pandemic, they couldn't see me for like 3 months, and then they changed the date on a day where I had to do the show. So I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Guess it's not supposed to be.
Do they bleed?
Sometimes, yeah.
Might take a little iron just in case.
Might take what?
A little iron in case you're bleeding more than you think.
Okay.
Have you had a colonoscopy?
No.
Oh, dude, come on. Now it's time. Oh,
yeah, 50's the year, right?
Katie's supporting everything I'm saying today.
Katie, when's my doctor's appointment?
I got to get headphones. Hold on. I need to hear this. So.
It's in a couple weeks, but I will make sure that
in a couple weeks because I got to get MRIs on my ankles, knees, wrists, and
why?
Because I'm going to Colombia again to go see BioAccelerator to get stem cells again.
Why did they have to do the MRI first?
They ask for me to get MRIs in America.
Do they inject into the joint? So you don't take systemic. You can take it systemically too, right?
Stem
cells.
I'm doing both.
So you're doing an IV and then you're doing injections.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's a good thing.
They really work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that, it's forever, but I'll tell you this, if I play my cards right, will these injections make my body do skateboard stuff until I'm 60?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, that's probably true. And I mean, professional athletes do this stuff. If they don't do it because it doesn't work, they do stuff that has to work. And I hear weird stuff. You're using exosomes to localize it or just put, you heard of that word, exosomes?
No, what's that?
Just a delivery system. And I hear, I'm not sure what to do with that yet. I'm still
trying. It's a big fat syringe straight in there. No numbing.
Stem cell. It's
just
good
straight
times.
in there.
In what?
It's Colombia. It's the potent stuff because it's from the
umbilical cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knees, ankles.
Yeah, knees, ankles, wrists. Because the arthritis, tendonitis is starting to kick in.
Yeah.
Plus all the breaks.
Not shoulders.
I've had stem cells on both of them.
Because my shoulders are a mess.
Do you want to go with me?
I mean,
they wanted Tony to come, and Tony was too busy. But they love celebrities, and what we could go to Colombia and live together in Colombia.
Let's think about it.
And get stem cells together.
I'm doing a...
Your wife's not allowed to go, though.
Okay. I'm doing a health show that I think I'm going to do for Fox Business.
Yeah.
And that could be an interesting way of doing an episode kind of thing. So let me kind of do a little bit of work on that. The only pushback I have is I worry about the intra-articular stuff because I've literally seen septicemia from that.
What?
I've seen infection introduced in the joint.
Yeah.
People get infections and get severe illness, severely ill. I've seen that.
So like a staph of sorts.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I
of course I see the worst stuff, right? And so that worries me, but it wouldn't worry me so much in this country. It worries me. Oh my God, if that happened somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, I know that they deal with a lot of fighters of and skateboarders and a lot of celebrity kind of people. And I feel like if one of them
I may be able to get it for us here. So let me look.
They don't have the same.
Well, maybe I can. Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a guy that I think does that. Well, let me look into it all. I know. It's a weird Wild West world. It's illegal to it's all splitting hairs. What's illegal exactly. Yeah. And my understanding is I don't know the world well. I really don't. I'm not even a dilettante at it. I just sort of sniffed it a little bit, looked at it, and thought it's kind of interesting.
Huh.
So, and my wife had stem cells.
Dude, we could get tattoos and then go to Colombia and get stem cells and then maybe like race cars together.
It'd be a buddy movie.
What?
We'll make a buddy movie out of it.
Just trying. Look, I like creating new stuff. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea at all. So let me kind of play around with it a little bit. Let me see what I'll talk to some of the producers.
And it'll be funny to watch you get that needle without any anesthesia because I don't care who you are. I like watching people's head deal with it.
Yeah.
Because you know it's coming, you see it coming, and you're like, but it's for the good, it's gonna fix me. And then it just goes in and you're like trying to go to some other place. But you can't go because you're right there and the needle's in your arm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's funny.
Tully's like, funny.
I can't watch the insertion, but once it's in there, I can check it out.
Yeah.
But back to your health screening. At 50, you get a colonoscopy every 3 to 7 years, depending on whatever. I have something called Lynch. You ought to check this out too. It's something called, I think I told you this once before, color.com. Katie, make a note, color.com. It's for like $200. They'll do, yeah. You've already made it clear she's in charge. They will do screening for the more common risk factors for cancer. Like BRCA genes. Well, there's about 30 other genes that are like that. And I turned out to have one of them. And so I have to get colonoscopies every freaking year because of that.
Shit.
Yeah. But you believe me, you want to know, because if you have these sorts of risks, you could really prevent it from becoming something.
Right.
I think I'm getting fingered for the first time this month.
It's not so bad.
Wait, you've never been fingered?
No.
Wow. Sweet virgin.
That was a movie in the 90s, right?
Freddie got
Yeah.
Can we finger you
Drew
now?
Barrymore gets fingered in the end.
Can we finger you right now so that you're not a virgin before you go see the doctor?
No, thanks.
Yeah, I'm very self-conscious about my bungus.
It's weird to me they would do it. How old are you?
I'm going to be 40.
It's still young to be doing that. But okay.
Really? I thought 40 was the year.
40 you get the PSA.
What's PSA?
The prostate-specific antigen. And again, I'm aggressive, so I would do that, but some doctors would not. It's a way of testing you for prostate cancer. I'm very sensitive to that stuff. I was all morning at a board meeting for the Prostate Cancer Foundation. If anybody needs anything, it's pcf.org.
My doctor fingered me in the ass a bunch of times before I was 50. What's up with that?
Yeah, they will do it. They're doing less of it these days. For a while, there was like, oh, we got to do it. Then it was, you don't need it so much. And it's the wisdom about this goes up and down. The PSA clearly is an important thing, and even though there's controversy about that too.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I can ask for that instead.
I mean, you see how it works. You've seen with COVID how doctors disagree on stuff, and there's different ideas that evolve.
If I ask my doctor, hey, I need my butthole checked for cancer, does he have to make another appointment to check my hole, or can he just?
No, you need to have. Well, he may check.
Do I have to go to another doctor, a fucking ass specialist?
Yes, a colon specialist.
I'm not getting my butt fingered this month. I thought I could just go in and be like, "Hey, while you're there, check my."
No,
oil.
you can do the finger. You can't do the colonoscopy. The colonoscopy.
Okay.
You need anesthesia for colonoscopy. You got to be out.
What?
Yeah. And
wait, are they going to take a piece of my ass?
They might take a little sliver or something.
Wait, who said you're getting a colonoscopy?
I'm saying it.
He is.
He's 50. You start every 3 to 7 years after 50.
Every 3 to 5 years, every man needs to be put under so they can cut out a small piece of his ass?
Needs to get a colonoscopy so we can make sure there's nothing in there that needs to be pulled out. If you don't pull it out, you get colon cancer. That's how you prevent no one should get colon cancer today, right? You should be getting, I get them every year.
You get put
because
under.
you've had it.
I get propofol. I used to get Versed, which is the average thing, but as I got older, I needed some propofol. And because they do upper and lower with me every year. I'm having it in February.
I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I kind of want to get spit roasted too.
Propofol is really
I
interesting.
don't want to get spit roasted. I just want to get knocked
No,
out.
that's when they do the top and the bottom.
Yeah,
Camera down the throat, camera up the butt.
Yeah, that's what I get. But propofol, they just go, okay, you ready? You're just like, boom, you're out. I mean, it's like a hammer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they stop the drip and you are awake.
But you drowsy afterwards, right?
Little bit.
Kind of high?
I don't get high from drugs, weirdly I'm realizing.
Well, then that's...
But I like being asleep. You know, it's
lucky.
fun.
Yeah.
But they might give you something different. They might give you Versed. And
I'm probably going to have another heart test before they do it.
Yep.
Because of my heart condition.
Yep.
Fuck, man. It's so crazy how much stuff you have to do
Yes.
to get to the doctor that tells you you're okay.
Well, to stay well, to live to your 80s.
Can't you just check my anus and fucking knock me out?
No.
You're not a colonoscopist?
No. I've done them, but I don't really do them. Yeah. You need to go to a center and you do,
Yeah, they snake a camera up there.
Yeah.
Like one of these things, and they're just.
Well,
it's quite a bit bigger.
That'll be cool for my OnlyFans.
Yeah, you can film it. Yeah.
Inside
They'd
my
let
anus.
you film it. It'd be interesting.
Eh.
There you go.
I don't know
That's
how
new
I would
programming.
feel about seeing the inside of my anus.
It's just
bad.
Have you ever watched a video of a colonoscopy?
No.
It just looks
Why
like
would I do that?
it's just on YouTube. Look it up right now.
Well, why would have I typed that in?
I'm just saying, it's just a long tube. It's just a long tube.
I know, but how exciting is? Because you know what I've seen video of. You know what? I bet you it looks like a knee surgery.
No,
it's just
that's a little more. Yeah, it's a little. That's this. Could you see the lumen? They inflate it with air, and so you're looking right down the tube.
Wait, they inflate your butt with air?
Your colon. Your butt is just the last phase of the colon.
The whole inside your ass,
all the way through to your small bowel.
Am I
9
gassy
feet,
afterwards?
9 feet. They suck the gas out as they pull it out.
Man, I need video of that.
Yeah.
Sucking my farts out while I'm unconscious is funny.
They got a big fart vacuum.
So it's like inner space.
I guess I'm trying to follow you guys.
Man, if we should
You
all
got Dennis
do it at the
Quaid
same
flying
time.
around inside of your asshole.
Can we sign up and get like a 3-way spit roasting?
Right?
I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, so anytime I go in for anything that
You get nervous.
evaluates me,
You get nervous.
I get I get like this a week of clarity afterwards. Where I'm like, okay, I'm okay, and then on the 8th day, it's like I'm back to thinking there's something inside of me killing me.
Yeah. That's good.
In some sense, you're right. It's just a matter of time.
How did we get here? We're backed into a medical corner. So you need to get that. You need to get that. Katie, put that on the list.
Katie, put that on the list.
It's got to get done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Colonoscopies.
Yep. And then and ideally, if he does the color.com before, you can find out whether he needs an upper at the same time. Yeah. See.
I love uppers. You love uppers.
Yep.
There you go.
I feel like it's a different upper, but
It's a different upper. You'd be asleep.
It's going to be a bummer.
Yeah, this upper's
You'd
a
be
downer.
asleep. You're just completely asleep. You're completely out.
I'm okay with you like cutting my butt and knocking me out. It's all the things that I'm going to have to do to get to see that person that I'm not.
Not only that, you have to do a whole day of prep, which is a super pain in the ass.
What do you mean?
The day before, you have to drink only clear liquids, and then starting in the afternoon, you just take these huge laxatives that make you just shit all night. And
Can't I just
everything has
wash
to be
my ass
cleaned out? No, it has to be not a speck of anything.
I can get not a speck of anything out of my anus.
All the way to your small bowel,
No.
at your ileocecal valve. No,
I don't know. Sometimes I
you
feel
can
like
get
I
it out
got
of your anus, sure, but you got to get all the way through your colon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
fun,
really
right?
exciting.
Now you know why I'm depressed.
That makes
You may
me
actually have a
wanna-
point.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Where are we? What's happening?
Inspirational, Drew. Thanks.
No, I
Can't
know.
wait to
Glad
get
to be
knocked
here.
out and starve.
Let's get
I'm
to
used
some
to
of-
it.
Are you guys worried about the Omicron thing?
No.
Nope. Shouldn't be. I agree. Anybody? Worried? No.
Nah.
Kevin?
Are you tired
Not
of the?
particularly. I have my booster scheduled.
Are you tired? Which is the best thing that's coming out of Omicron? Which is it's motivating people to go finish up their vaccine series. They're like, all right, I'll get this done. That's a really that's a very good thing. Yeah. I'm not saying that vaccines should be mandated. I'm not into mandates, but I think in terms of if you're in any kind of risk category or you're worried at all, this motivates you to finish up the vaccine series. That's a good thing.
I won't be bothered. I'll do that.
Yeah. But are you tired of the press trying to make you panicky? I mean, when I saw them take off on that, I thought, oh my God, we're going to try this again?
I just don't take anybody that serious anymore. I feel
like anybody in the media,
outlandish videos of doctors telling me that we're all going to die or we're all not going to die or everyone's lying. I just don't like you. Probably listen to a little bit. That's it.
I just don't understand why people want to, like, if you're concerned about it, just lift a tiny little finger and get a little bit of information. I remember one day my wife was like, oh shit, there's this new strain. It could be like even worse than Delta. And I go, oh, well, that would suck. And then like 2 days later, they go, now they don't think it's that big of a deal. Like, how does it need to be more complicated than that for anybody? But yes, there's this thing. We're concerned. We looked into it. Not that big of a deal.
Because they keep out there with the press. They keep pumping it. We don't know. Don't know. It could be multiple mutation. Could be something serious. Could be something. Head of Moderna says it could be something serious.
I saw a clip this morning on Joe Rogan, some guy on his show saying that there's a study in the UK that, said all people that are vaccinated are dying.
Oh, there's a study that shows that there's excess death in the vaccinated group. That's the study, right? It's not a great study.
70 to 80 or something?
It controls for age. So if you're the same age, you're more likely in this sort of survey study. What they didn't do is look under the hood and go, what's different between these two populations? I mean, let's guess, right? If you're vaccinated and you're 70, maybe you have underlying medical problems. That's why you rush to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
A. B, the reason people are having more complications of medical problems is because they've been delaying treatment because of COVID, because there's been a panic about COVID. They're not going in and getting their colonoscopies and having their heart looked at, and they're dying of these things. So it's the vaccinated group is probably a different population than the unvaccinated group, not just the vaccine itself,
right,
but their underlying medical problems. So therefore,
see, that's why I can't listen to the news, because I know Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan, but that show told me that if you get vaccinated, if you listen closely, he said 70. Like the word 70 comes out for a second.
Was this Alex Berenson?
I don't know who any of them
So I
are.
talked to him yesterday on my thing. And I brought that study up. I said, dude, come on. These are two different populations. And there's this disparity, but you haven't looked at the only thing they controlled for was age, as opposed to controlled for underlying heart disease and controlled for, recent. There's a million things they should have controlled for.
I thought it was a weird thing for the common good of everybody to just make that statement.
Well, Alex
if I'm just cruising through and I hear that, I go, wait, so if I get the vaccine, I'm going to die?
Well,
because it's kind of what he was saying.
It's worthy of guys like Alex and to bring it up and to push the issue to make the scientists look at things objectively over and over and over again. It's important to have gadflies around. It's important.
Oh, yeah, but it's a funny way to get at the scientific community by going through Joe Rogan listeners. That seems like there's a lot of collateral damage along the way.
It's kind of like the best place to
go. That's sort of how you get attention these days. But I would argue that, look, he's raising issues. But to the point we started with, which is people should understand right now, you shouldn't be listening to all one or all. You should be like very skeptical of everything right now, right? Yeah. And don't silence Alex. You don't want to silence him because he's raising real issues.
I don't have to listen to him either, though, right?
But you shouldn't go, oh my God, now I'm in a panic. You should just go, let's kind of look at what's going on.
Most news is starting from an answer and working backwards to fill in the story
Most
points.
Most news is just trying to get eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely. Look, I was concerned about it before we got vaccinated. Now we got vaccinated. I'm going to get a booster. I feel pretty good about my chances moving around the world. Is there anything wrong with looking at it that way?
No. And to really add to it, there's going to be 2 antiviral drugs within the next couple of months that are going to be amazing. Why that's not being rushed to market, I don't know, but okay. But they're amazing. Those are going to be amazing. And I thought the president struck the right tone last night. Did he talk again? He talked, but he was like, look, we're concerned. Don't panic, anybody. We're taking a look at it.
Okay,
good. Thank you.
Let's get back to eating ass before we close the show.
Right. Yeah, of course.
If I get this HPV shots and then I eat somebody else's ass that has HPV, am I back or am I immune to this?
once you have the second vaccine, within a few weeks, you're pretty immune.
I can eat all the HPV ass I want.
Hold on, let me get the whole story out. Then when you take the third vaccine, you're going to have persistent immunity. We kind of think this Moderna and Pfizer is going to be that way too.
That's cool.
It's a 3-part series. Yeah, so I don't look at them as boosters anymore. I look at it as sort of a 3-part vaccine series. You have to complete the series.
All right.
So you have sustained immunity, not against everything, but against most everything.
Right.
Now, you can still get HPV. You can't get the ones that cause cancer.
So it doesn't matter. Those are good ones.
It doesn't matter, right?
Not
100%, not 100%, but pretty good. Pretty good.
Just the sexy one we trade among friends.
So eat all the ass you want, my friend.
That's
are you
really
good
all
at
I
it?
came.
Are you good at it? Do you get compliments? Katie, how is it?
Compliments to the chef.
Okay, good. Okay.
I'm an ass-eating monster, Drew.
An anal linguist.
A machine.
Yeah. If I eat your ass and then I suck on your nipples, did I give you HPV on your nipples?
It's harder to get. It doesn't get through regular skin so much. It's only mouth.
Weird, right?
Mucosal surfaces.
That's a good question, though. Are there any STDs that affect the nipples? Can you get nipple herpes?
You can get herpes for sure. Because Jude got herpes in his eye.
Well, the eye is a classic thing, and that's bad. That's nasty when it gets in the bad. But you can get it anywhere on your skin. It's just harder to get it because it doesn't get through the skin as easily.
Right.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
All right.
We're all happy.
We're
all good.
Yeah, I gotta get my butthole checked. I gotta get the HPV vaccine. Yeah. My ribs aren't broken.
We're gonna look at going down south and getting injections.
We're gonna get sleeves and stem cells in Colombia.
Sleeves and stems.
Gonna be Bogota boys.
You'd come back looking like those island boys.
Is it Bogota? Is that where you go? Or to Cartagena?
Medellin.
Worse. Go to the drug capital.
It's an enclosed mall.
I understand the actual place
hospital,
is good.
Everything is in this one area, and then when they take you places, they come with you.
And what's this guy's training? Do we know where he's trained?
The bioaccelerator guy?
Whoever is doing the procedure.
Oh,
is he an ortho guy? Is he? You gotta give me. This is something people never ask. Like, what is the doctor's training? They should always ask that question.
Yeah.
Where did he go to school? Where did he do his residency? How many years did he do it? Did he do a fellowship? Was he a chief resident?
Yeah.
These are all important questions.
There's a couple of them there. I know that. Mm-hmm. But I know that they just injected Danny and he's alive.
Danny
Way.
It's good.
So the people that he's done are my friends and they're all still saying the same thing I'm saying. So I still like that place.
How did you find out about him?
Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell went to Colombia. Okay? I haven't spoken to him for a while. I was on his podcast a while ago. I didn't even promote. I think
he had something happen.
Like his wife.
Something.
There's a he said, she said of domestic violence, but at least preliminarily he was given the kids, which gives you a pretty powerful clue as to what the nature of that
I've never had anything but delightful interactions with Chuck. He seems like he can control his shit if he wanted to. You know what I mean? He's a big, scary dude. Don't get me wrong, but he's good guy.
I think he's always been a sweetheart to me. So. All right, dude. Thanks for being on the show.
Such a pleasure, man. Good to see you guys. I feel so much better. Even though I'm weird and sort of in a weird emotional state, I am so much better than when I last saw you guys. I was a mess.
Yeah.
I could barely drive here.
To contemplate going to the hospital on the way to somebody's podcast is not a good spot.
No. And I was I was probably 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks in at that point. So it got me for a good 3 months.
Jeez.
And I'm physically as good as I've ever been. Like I'm working out all the time, running all the time. I'm just got tons of energy, that kind of thing. Sleeping pretty well. So that's all good. It's just my brain. So that will clear also. It will. Maybe
it will. I feel like it's just the way, you just keep fighting, keep shaking it off until you're.
Tell me, coach.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Just keep working at it. Don't give up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, don't be a bitch. Too.
Don't be a baby. Yeah, don't be a pussy. Yeah.
Try eating the butt.
I
mean, you eat butt, right?
I have one partner and she's fine with me. And she said she can be a little aggressive.
She's an aggressive butt eater, or
no? She doesn't. Is not really. I don't think into that. Yeah, I'll try to force that on her.
Forcing sounds weird.
But I mean,
you need to romance.
Maybe a relaxing one.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll see if I can. A glass of red wine and then some butt play.
She gets. It would have to be pre-showered and all that kind of stuff. She's very.
Do you have a jacuzzi?
We do.
Eating ass and a jacuzzi goes together pretty well.
I gotta wait till the kids move out.
Kids popping in for that visual's not a good idea.
Just me. I worry about them. Generally, the conversations I have.
Where's Dad?
It's just it's like so.
I'd be okay with that visual, but not for the kids.
No,
I'd be like, oh, there he goes again, eating their ass. as he always does. He's an ass-eating dog, I tell you.
Who wears goggles in a jacuzzi?
Hey, but speaking of which, your accent just kicked in more than usual. What about what's going on in Australia? I'm not going to leave yet until I hear it.
I don't know.
What is that?
I don't pay attention to any of it, man.
Like became a police state. What happened?
I don't know. I talk to my brother every now and then, or my mom, and I think my brother has shown a little bit of disdain for what's going on, but he doesn't really get bummed out at too many things, and he's like, it's kind of bullshit, we can't go anywhere, or they let us out now, we can go again, so things have got way better. So
the most disturbing part about it is it really doesn't do anything to lock everybody down. It just temporizes until the virus does what it does anyway. It's weird. It's a weird policy to be that committed to.
It's a weird policy, but it's like what you've accepted it, and that's what it is. Because police do stuff to me sometimes where I'm like, that ain't fucking right. But we're just all aware of that's like the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So you don't go, how dare you? Or airplanes, how they just like shove giant fucking piles of shit up your ass and let you eat it. And you're like, wait, I paid for the ticket. How can you do that?
No.
We can do that. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Try and stop me.
Yeah.
Just happy to be here.
Well, it's interesting. Nobody questions that. Japan's had fairly restrictive lockdowns to name another country. Nobody really questions that. It's like we sort of assume.
I've not heard of them being policed so much.
As much as Australia.
Yeah. But maybe there's not as much pushback as in Australia. Who knows?
It does sound bad.
It's all very different. It's hard to compare countries' reactions to this. It's very weird.
It seems like from an actual Australian telling me that if you could get busted driving a car, they could pull you over because you look like you're not working and check you to see if you're on your way to work. And if you're not, give you a $1,500 fine.
But you are allowed to go to work. So it's all very weird.
No, I see the frustration. I think maybe it's out of sight, out of mind. Because I'm an emotional guy. I get pulled into that stuff. I have a bad day.
I think
I don't know how many fucking days I've got, Drew, so I'm not going to do it with everybody.
Some of it is that's affecting my mood too. All the
fuck yeah, I can tell, dude. I'm on Twitter with you. I see it and I go, don't do it, dude. I see your wife down. Go, you guys don't respond. There's nothing to be said. Like people,
it's not even that.
You faggot. Like somebody did DM me that yesterday, and I was like, faggot. Just gonna call me that for no reason.
I always get weirdly like confused when people behave like that. I think it's a defense. Why would they?
I feel like I think I've tweeted about it.
But it's not that
you're angry with your life.
I just get angry with the chaos and the panic and all. It's not so much what people are saying to me or about me. That's not fun. But it's just seeing the sort of desire to control people and to lock down people and to
I don't know how you
panic people and stuff.
Because you're in it, Like I've had opinions. Tully's had a couple, and we get hammered for it. But I've always sort of Tully and I, more me, but I'll react. But most of the time, I just don't say anything.
Yeah.
But I've also learned to not bother mentioning it anymore. Like even this, where you're like, hey, how do you feel about Australia? I'm like, because this show's about farts and eating ass.
Okay, all right.
And I don't want to get a DM about, you don't fucking know because you don't fucking know. Yeah, I reckon you're probably right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want anything bad to happen
to anybody. And it probably cuts both ways too. You can't get anything right.
No, it's an opinion. You've made your mistake by making an opinion. If we're talking at dinner,
it's such a weird
time. But if I don't, and you're a doctor, you've been doing research and reading about all of it and staying updated. I don't know shit. So my opinion is only like, who am I helping?
Right.
If I say, hey, everybody be nice to each other, then I know I'm in the right because I don't see how I made a mistake there.
That's good. I like that.
So that's all I have about it. If you don't really want to take it, I don't know. Just hope everybody likes everybody. Treat each other with respect, regardless of how many.
I think most people feel that way, even though, as you said early on in our conversation, 3% are making us feel like everyone's at odds.
And I think we need to start carrying ourselves in the public. We're in the public eye, whatever. Accordingly.
Yeah.
Some guy DM'd me a little while ago, and it fucking really cut through the noise for me. He just said 80% of us have never been in greater agreement about more things.
Yeah.
So can we fucking shut up about the fucking noisemakers?
I like that. And I've always been right in the middle. But the middle is dangerous territory too, because of both sides that come at you.
Especially when you're a doctor with opinions about this thing that has swept the world. you're going to get hammered left, right, and center. Everyone's coming after you. You're in it.
Good times.
Yeah, which is why every now and then you should probably get a tattoo, maybe go wakeboarding. You know, Bert Kreischer challenged me to a wakeboarding contest. Maybe you could be in it.
Has he ever?
He claims he can jump the wake, and I know he can't because he's too fat. Can you wakeboard?
I've been up on a wakeboard, but I didn't let go of the
Excellent.
thing. Yeah.
Because at one point he told Tony and I that he does 360s, and Tony goes, "So you put the rope behind your back when you do that?" And he goes, I think I do.
Oh.
And we were like, "You think you do?" Which means you're lying. You did not do a 360.
So you have to have one of those cool wakeboarding boats that fills with water and gets down.
Bert knows people. We know people that we could. I think Tony has one.
Oh,
but we could definitely have a little contest. Tony said he would be a part of it, but I know he's done wakeboarding too much, so it'll be cheating. But Bert and I are going to compete.
I'm a beginner.
I think Bert is, and he's a liar about any of his abilities. So I think we should all compete with each other.
All right. I'll come to be like medical, EMT on ground.
No,
bring your stethoscope for sure.
Right, exactly.
Oh yeah. It's a wake off. There it is. All right, Drew. I love you, dude.
Love you too, man.
Is there any show or anything you want to bring up?
Everything's at drdrew.com. Be sure to check out After Dark. I think you guys would like that. This world would like that. It's your mom's house. And
that show's awesome.
Yeah. And then I do more, drdrew.tv is more sort of me bringing people like Alex Berenson in, Vinay Prasad, but other interesting, Jason, she wants you back on.
I told her any day, anytime.
So we'll figure that out.
Well, not any day, but
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
So Jason shows up once in a while, and we will. It's at drdrew.tv.
Not crying this time.
.tv.
Love you, everybody. Have a
guys.
good one. Like and subscribe. Thanks, Drew.
Thank you, guys.
Don't die.
What's next for you?
If you want more Jason Ellis Show, sign up for their Patreon at patreon.com/EllisMate for a 2-hour show every Tuesday and Wednesday. To watch full episodes of The Jason Ellis Show, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/The Jason Ellis Show. And don't forget to follow the crew on Instagram at Wolfmate, at Tullywood, at Kevin Kraft, at Underwearwolf, and at The Jason Ellis Show.